Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are doing another double feature today. We have the Experiment A7 and the Riot Shotgun. These are both breach variants, both blue. One is EM weapon, the other is your standard physical weapon. So we're going to do these together. They're going to work in tandem, so they should perform relatively well with each other. Whether or not that's the case, we're not certain. But anyway, we'll start with the how to gets. So for Experiment A7, you are going to want to progress the main story until you get to Final Glimpses. From here, take a route that will take you to Freya 3. Reaching the system, you unlock the mission Entangled. Speak to Ethan and ask him about any scorpions native to this planet. Wait for the persuade dialogue option, select it, and he will give you this unique weapon. No other way to get it, that is the only way. So if you want a detailed explanation about that, I would highly recommend you either look up a guide or hit YouTube for a complete walkthrough. I'm sure there are plenty out there. For the Riot Shotgun, which is the EM weapon, you purchase it from Jane's Goods in Cydonia, which is on Mars, after you complete the Startup Stopped quest and return her ship. You can trigger this quest by talking to Jane and asking about her business. She'll then ask you to help locate her ship and bring it back to her. It's a cargo ship, relatively straightforward. Just be careful not to blow the ship up when you go after it. And you will be able to buy this weapon. She won't give it to you. You do have to buy it, and it's roughly about 26,000 credits. Whether or not you think it's worth 26,000 credits for an EM shotgun, personal preference. But for the purposes of a showcase, I opted for it, and let's be honest, making credits is really not complicated. So yeah. The Experiment A7 has 640 physical damage. 8 out of the 8 mods are installed. You get a long barrel, laser sight, reflex sight, choke, tactical stock, flechette rounds, hair trigger, and fully automatic. So this thing should, in theory, spew out ammunition. 64% accuracy is quite bad for a shotgun, and 31 range, so it's definitely a close range weapon, but it's a shotgun, so of course it is. The downside to the Experiment A7 is that it has the Exterminator trait, which is basically 30% damage against aliens, so no good against anything else. So you are basically getting a blue weapon if you're not going after things like terramorphs or animals and beasts and stuff. You're getting a blue weapon without any extra useful trait. Again, whether you think it's worth it or not, up to you. For the Riot Shotgun, our trait is concussive, a small chance to knock down targets, which can be very, very handy, especially if you're dealing with armoured targets or somebody with a big heavy weapon that is causing you problems. If you can get them off their feet, they'll be easy to take down. 7 out of the 8 mods are fitted on this one. You get a recon laser sight, short scope, choke, tactical stock, EM charged shot, hair trigger, and fully automatic. Keep in mind, none of these mods are set in stone, so if you want to turn the Riot Shotgun into a standard shotgun, just take the EM charged shot off and fit it with something different. As long as it fits on a breach, it will go on that one. So you could turn this into a high physical weapon with the greatest of ease. They both take the same shell, both have the same magazine size, both have the same fire rate. The Riot Shotgun is just a little bit lower in range, but a bit higher in accuracy. And that's pretty much it. It's a little bit lighter as well, the Riot Shotgun, but not by much. Nothing to really get bent out of shape about. So first up, let me just put the Experiment on a quick slot. I'll drop away Tony's gate. So that is the Experiment A7, and that is the Riot. Good luck telling them apart. You would have a hard time really seeing it. I suppose the scope would be the biggest change. The Riot one has a zoomed in scope, whereas the Experiment has your standard illuminated sight. So we'll start with the Riot, so we'll do concussive shots, and we'll see what this one can do for knocking them out, and then we'll kill them with the Experiment. That's a good theory. I said we've got to find somebody, but I know there are mobs around here, I just don't know their levels, so this is all an experiment. Not good. Oh, come on. I actually think the Nova Blast is better for EM stuff. Okay, so we've got him down. Not impressed. But the Experiment A7, that makes up for it. Didn't get them all down apparently. Swap back to the Riot. So I don't think you can stumble them when you're aiming down the sights. That's quite interesting. There we go. Not necessarily required to have this kind of combination. Having the two breach weapons work in tandem is certainly a unique way of doing it. Obviously the Riot weapon has its uses. I know a lot of people weren't particularly happy the way I described the Nova weapon, the Disruptor. It's an intriguing idea. I'm trying to think of how best to describe my thought on it. It's a novel idea to have an EM shotgun, but you would have thought that they'd have a little bit more kick to it. If you get up close and shoot someone in the head with a shotgun, you're gonna knock them down. But you don't. Oh, okay, I won't go through that door. It just doesn't have the power that you would expect to have with a shotgun. Concussive rounds from a shotgun should be decimating, but they're not. It's very hit and miss. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of power. I mean, the knockdown is brilliant. I do like that. No, down. Thank you. But yeah, and then you got the Experiment A7. Obviously it's designed for alien work, but even despite that, I still say that it's doing okay. It seems to deal out quite a bit of damage. I mean, it is a breach. They are a good shotgun. Definitely not gonna say that the breach isn't a good shotgun, because it is. I really enjoy it. I think it is my favourite shotgun actually. It would have been nice if this was a purple, simply so that they could have given you two traits, one for alien and one for human. I think that would have been fair. But saying that, I mean, there are so many variants of the breach out there that getting one that's just for humans or anything other than alien is really not hard. So having one that is just solely designed for human use is not that much of a hardship. Alien use, shall I say. And when you consider that if you do the UC Vanguard stuff, you will run into a lot of alien-based missions. So having a shotgun that is perfect for those types of missions would be really good to have in your arsenal. I mean, I know that you can get the X989 microgun, which is alien-based. You get a pistol, which is alien-based, and now you have a shotgun, which is alien-based. So you could... Not bad, level 62 plus armor, handful of shots and he went down. I wasn't even paying attention, I think that was my target as well. So yeah, it was indeed. I'm pleasantly surprised when I saw that the Experiment A7 only had the alien weapon trait, the alien damage trait. I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to live up to anything, but it's doing okay. I'm 124, I think 124, and the highest one there was I missed a whole load. The highest one here was what, 64 plus armor, and it took care of it in a couple of shots, so that's pretty decent. 24 plus armor, let's see what I can do with this. One shot. That's not too bad. I just think it could have benefited from perhaps an elemental damage as well as the alien damage, so that you apply corrosive damage or fire damage or something like that, as well as the alien damage, so that it caters for all scenarios and you don't have to lunk around two shotguns. Other than that, and it is only a minor thing, I'm quietly impressed with this. If you do like the breach and you're looking for an upgrade, I don't think you can really go wrong with this. It's not that hard to get hold of. No lost. Might take you a little bit of time, but it's worth it because you're getting the experience from it. But yeah, give this one a go. I actually think you'll be quietly impressed with it. I think it does well. If you like more what the Riot does, and I'm sure people will, but you don't want to have it as an EM weapon, like I say, just drop off those Riot rounds and install something more to your liking, and you'll have a weapon that will do that job really easily. I am seriously lost. There we go. Similarly, if you wanted to take the Alien A7, the Experimental A7, and turn it into an EM weapon, you could do that. So you could have an alien stun shotgun, which could work out quite well. There are a lot of cases where you're going to want to control aliens, so having a weapon that can do that whilst you then deploy more offensive weapons could work really well. So again, it's all personal preference, it's all situational, but I question why the Riot Shotgun needs to be. I think it should have been a dual damage. I think there should have been ballistic and EM damage on that one, so that you could use it all by itself. But that's just me. And the Experimental A7 really does need a trait that can be used in other situations, so it should have been purple. But again, just my opinion. So there we go. 2 shotguns, 1 video. The Breach is still a brilliant shotgun, so either one you'll have fun with. Well worth a look, depending on what you want to use it for. So there we go. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be hugely appreciated. Leave us a comment if you've got some thoughts. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, would be appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next one.